Money is a medium of exchange. Many people don't really even understand what money actually is. Whatever I value in life, the money that I earn, I will spend that money on what I value in life. What my interests are, what my needs are, what my desires are. I will spend money. I will use the money that I earn to tend to my desires, to tend to my needs. Money has like this certain type of stigma that bothers me in our world. That bothers me in our society. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people, it has a stigma to it because a lot of people don't really understand it. And I say they don't understand it because of the ridiculous teachings that they were programmed at a young age about money, about what money actually, about what people thinks, the people who are teaching them what they think money actually was or is. Money, we've been told that money is the root of all evil, or it's not all about money. Money isn't important, or it shouldn't be the most important thing in our lives, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, things like that. But money is not the root of all evil, and I will even challenge the idea that having the love of all money is not the root of all evil. What I will say is that people don't understand what that context is actually explaining, what that context is actually saying, because you can't just take, especially things from the Bible or just from different ancient teachings, you can't look at it and just take it in its literal sense instead of actually digging deep into what the actual context is actually explaining. I use an example, it's the same thing with guns and then money. You have to separate the material from the individual. It's not the money, it's the problem. We tend to look at people who might be evil, who might be tyrannical and have all these sadistic intentions, and they're extremely rich. But that does not mean that the fact that them being rich, the idea of them being rich, is the bad thing. It's who the person actually is. It's what they're doing with the money, and even how they got the money. It's not the fact that money is bad. No, there are so many different things that we can do in our world, in our lives, and for others, when given how much money we accumulate throughout time. Money is such a deep topic. It's such a very interesting topic to me because so many people don't get it. They don't understand it. And I believe a lot of people are not rich, are not wealthy, do not leave legacies for generations after them because they don't understand money. And they don't understand. So if you don't understand money, you don't understand how to get it beyond you just working at a job and you just getting a consistent paycheck, or even having a salary, and then you just go on about your day. But when you really get a really, really, really deep understanding of what money is, and like I told you in the beginning, money is a medium of exchange. So I have a property, I have ownership of something that you may want, and so you may have something that I may want. So we exchange. Money can be throughout time. Money has been used for so many different things has been used as money. It just pretty much depends on what these two individuals value throughout the course of history. What the broader landscape of society, values throughout the course of history. And then in today's day and era, America, we use dollar bills, we use coins. I hardly even see coins anymore, but we even have we digital banking. We now we have cryptocurrency. And so those things are just symbols of money. But to go back to what the idea of people having money is that it should not have a stigma. Money, especially if you are earning money in a legal way, you're earning money in a moral way, it is extremely spiritual to accumulate money. It's an holistic, harmonious, alignment with with us chasing the highest version of ourselves, and even beyond that, of being in alignment with God. And the reason why I say accumulating money is such a spiritual act is because your body is your greatest asset. And then even going beyond that, your internal being, your spirit has a lot of wealth, has a lot of value, has a lot of worth to it. I don't want to say a lot. Has an infinite, substantial amount of value and worth to it. Even your own body does. And we will never meet that full potential. That's why I say we will never meet the highest version of ourselves, because it's so infinite. And we will have to live beyond this dimension of our reality to even comprehend this, to even reach, to meet the highest version of ourselves. God, I read, I think it's a book I read, and I think it was like the Encyclopedia of God or something like that. And it was a huge, it's like a 10,000 page encyclopedia. I haven't read it all like word from word, but I was currently reading it. But I came across like some of like the statements of the sentences that it had in the encyclopedia, and it was saying something like, the whole idea of God is beyond man's comprehension. Like we cannot even we can't really get a full grasp of what God actually is. And I think that's the same way with with us chasing the highest version of ourselves, because we keep improving, we keep developing, and then when we die, we will meet that highest version of ourselves. And so going back to me saying that, me using the relation of money and an individual, is that when we understand that our bodies is our greatest asset, and then what we have inside of us is everything that we possibly could need to get to need in this world, in our life, in our reality, there is no cap to that. There should never be a cap to your earnings ever. You want to keep earning even after you die. And then now we're talking about legacy. And and I skipped a step. I go from we talk about money, and then what we can use with money. We use that money to create wealth, to develop wealth. What is wealth? Wealth is value generating assets. What is money? Medium of exchange. So we use a medium of exchange to accumulate more value generating assets, and then we use more value generating assets to even go beyond that, of leaving a legacy after us, after we die. That's the whole point. So that's why it's ridiculous and it's nonsense for us to get upset at people who are very rich, especially if, I want to say especially, but if they have accumulated that the richness that they have accumulated, the billions that they have accumulated, the trillions that their company has developed and created. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's a waste of time for us to get upset at those people, because they understand what money actually is. They understand how to attract the money. They understand how to be the magnet of money. Because they understand themselves. They start with self. That's why I always tell people, start with self. They understand that their bodies is their greatest asset. They understand that what's inside of them, there is no cap to that. There is no price tag in this world that can measure our value, our worth, our greatest asset. There is no price tag to that. Money. All, and I say this too. Is like money is an inconsistent tool that measures our worth, that measures our value. The reason why I say inconsistent is because it can't even keep up. If you are accumulating more and more money, it cannot keep up with what actually our value and our worth actually is. And if we are doing a good job at marketing things, at selling, we are going to keep attracting more and more of that, because we are expanding, and now we are marketing, and now we are selling ourselves to the world, to the vast at large. And then we do that. We attract more of that inside to us. We are outputting, and then that comes, and that it comes to us as that, and that's what money actually is measuring is. And again, that's a medium of exchange of properties. You see what I'm saying? Exchange of value. So money should not have this stigma. Change your perspective of what money actually is. And I guarantee you, change your perspective of what money actually is, you're going to accumulate more of it. You cannot have this stupid this stupid, ridiculous notion of what money is, because you're wrong. It's not a bad thing. Accumulating money is never a bad thing unless you're doing it at the expense of other people. Like I say, being selfish is never a bad thing unless you're doing it at the expense of other people. So that's the beautiful thing about it. All it is, so that money is just a tool. It's a symbol of your worth and of your value. And if you're not making a lot of money, then you're not doing a good job at exploring yourself. And then how can you explore yourself and understand your own worth and your own value? How can you not love yourself? And then, because like if that's the case, then that's why you're not accumulating as much money as you possibly can. And so you want to be envy of other people who actually does understand it and who's getting it in a very strategically productive, moral way. So yeah, so like I that's why I say, man, like that's why I tell people, like, I want to be a trillionaire. Like, I don't hear people say, I hear talking about being a trillionaire, but I say that I am going to be a multi-trillionaire because I have now recently discovered my value, my worth, and it's infinite. My infinite spiritual being. I have discovered it. I know, I understand it now. I understand that my body is my greatest asset. That there is no cap to that at all. That's why it's your greatest asset, because there's no cap to this. And so, like, you do, the world, like, is your oyster. Like, use what you have to earn more. You deserve as much money as possible. You deserve it. That's what we was created for. That's who we are. It's up to us to understand that and to acknowledge that and to expand and to market that and to create. Creation, true value creation is the true wealth of nations. That is a powerful concept. Think about that. True value creation is the true wealth of nations, is the wealth of nations. And I tell people I am a value creator, and that's what I'm doing. I am working tirelessly, obsessively, and very joyfully and fulfilled. This is fulfillment to me. I wake up every day, I'm so happy, and I'm like looking, because I have a vision, I have a purpose. You know, and I'm just like, I stay up late at night, I wake up early, not because like, I'm like, oh my God, I don't be hurting or really be feeling the effects of overworking myself, because I'm so joyful in doing it. Like, I'm so fulfilled in doing it. Like, it's like life is so great for me, because I understand my vision, I understand my purpose, and look at my apartment, I should live in the shoebox, but I'm like, but now I finally get it. Or I would say I'm getting it. You know, I'm getting it. I'm developing. I'm expanding. I don't think I will never just get it, because I'm always going to keep learning. So, you know, so I challenge you to dig deep within yourself, to really understand the infinite spiritual being within yourself. Don't only earn with your mind, earn with your whole being. Earn with your spirit. Earn with your spirit. And when you start earning with your whole being and your spirit and your mind, there is no cap to that at all. Especially when you think about earning with your spirit. Zero. You're going to keep earning after you die, your children's children. That legacy, that's what we call legacy. The Bible says, like, I mean, and if you don't believe in the Bible, but I believe this is a really great concept that most people would resonate with. I mean, it even talks about it says a good man, not even a great man. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Apologies. So think about that.